Bans on transgender people serving in the military can have some serious consequences in terms of military readiness. President Trump issued an executive order banning transgender people from service on January 27th, and it has faced a multitude of legal challenges. Transgender service members worry about what this ban could mean for readiness and morale. Our Lauren Toms gives us a deeper look at the issue.
When Meredith Morgan Wallace raised her right hand to join the U.S. Army in 2018, she didn't do it for glory. She did it for something bigger, a calling beyond herself.
I've always thought that there's nothing more brave and noble than, I guess, putting your life on the line for people you don't know.
Wallace enlisted before her transition, just as President Donald Trump declared that transgender Americans would no longer be welcome in uniform. As she began sharing her truth with her fellow soldiers, the military put her through a series of psychological evaluations, and soon after, she was discharged.
I don't know what being on estrogen would have made a difference about me getting shot in the chest. I still would have gotten shot in the chest. And whether or not my homie over here, he was born female. He's still my brother over here, and that doesn't change the fact that I lost him.
President Biden reversed the ban in 2021, allowing transgender people to serve openly again. But Wallace knew if Trump returned to power, transgender troops would be back in the crosshairs. The Pentagon estimates nearly 9,000 active duty troops identify as transgender. The military remains the largest employer of transgender people in the country. Wallace says policies that strip them of their uniforms strip them of their humanity.
Right. This is the start of are trans people fit to live in our society at all? You're not fit enough to die for us, and that puts this thing in people's heads that you're not worth dying for this country. And if you're not worth dying for this country, your death is meaningless.
Kira Brinya joined the Army National Guard right out of high school. Like Wallace, she served before her transition and says it's military readiness that suffers in the wake of the policy.
So I think it does affect the whole group because you're going to be just putting your own troops against each other. You know, you're going to be tearing apart the glue that holds units together, which is really a sense of camaraderie and love and connection.
Trump's reinstated ban instructs each branch to identify service members undergoing treatment for gender dysphoria and remove them within 30 days. But for Wallace, what's at stake goes far beyond policy. It's about what's lost in the sacrifice of service.
The person I am because of that time is a much better person. And the people, my trans siblings who have given that time, made the choice to dedicate their lives to something and lose that time that they could be with people they love or experiencing other things people their age should be experiencing. And they're never going to get that time back. And they're never going to get that part of themselves back that they lose through that.
Hopeful the military they once vowed to serve will one day stand behind them.
Last week, a federal district court issued an injunction against President Trump's executive order banning trans people from serving in the military. The Trump administration tried to have that injunction put on hold, but today the Ninth Court of Appeals denied that request.